So here we are at the twins, the late Lord Walder Frey, hiding behind his castle. Meanwhile in the war, we can see it's not going too well. The large armies that we noticed last time, most notably the Arryns, have been crushing the King's men. My fear is that this war will be over soon, and then we might be in a little bit of trouble. But let's see if we can take the twins fast enough to make a difference in this war. We're going to jump straight in here. Quickly going to check on Patrick, who's 6. As you can see, he's been trained to be a commander. One of my vassals has kindly told me that as soon as he hits round about the 14 or 15-year-old mark, let's get him a tutor who's got exceptional learning. So we'll go for that. As of right now, Desmond Amale Bay, as you can see, he's got some standard stats, nothing fantastic with the exception of his martial ability. Good thing about him though is, he's quick. And he's a trained fighter. So these are the two things that we'll be looking at that he's going to hopefully impart on my son Patrick. As you can see, he's just zealous right now. So let's go straight in. Here we can see they've got a defenders force of 2,500, we've got just under 4,000. It's going to take us a good while to beat down their defences. So what we need to do in the meantime is just have a look here. As you can see, war score has just jumped up, there's been another major battle. There we go. Well, that was hardly major, but 17,000 against 3,000. It's not looking good. I think this war is as good as over. So what we may have to start doing is having a look at some plans for when this war is actually done and over with. Ares the Mad, our king, he is fire obsessed. Okay, that could prove slightly difficult. And he's a lunatic. Okay. Reports of my king's health has come through to me, but I didn't know he was deteriorating as bad as that. In the meantime, we can see his forces are gathered here. There's not too many loyal forces left. Oh, however, let's have a look. There's a Lannister army on the move. What are the Lannisters doing? 4,500 of them. Oh, they're in a battle for the High Lordship of Castamere against the Liddens. Let's see if we can take the twins in time. I'm not even going to attempt trying to sort the twins. We need another 170 days left to prepare the siege equipment. This war's going to be over before then. So it looks like we're going to have a new king on the Iron Throne. Let's hope he's merciful and spares the Targaryens. In the meantime, can we get any Targaryens to us? We've got Viserys, who's 8 years old. Can we try and get him educated? Let's have a look. No, he'll be a hostage in foreign power. Well, my liege, I did offer our assistance. You chose not to take it. Nymeller has died. Who was that? And there we go. The war's over. King Ares is lost. Robert Baratheon sits on the Iron Throne. Royal forces have been well and truly beaten here. Nymeller, my wife, she's died. It's a double blow. Oh, that's a shame. Let's have a look at Nymeller. Well, she was paranoid and deceitful, but she also was charitable. I'm sure my son will be grieving the loss of his mum. Right, so we've got stuff to plan now. Let's get our people back to Seaguard. Have a look at our lands. We've still got our Master of Laws is over in Cape of Eagles trying to achieve a claim for us. In the meantime, I'm not gonna marry because I've got no choices right now. Here we go. So after defeating Aerys Targaryen, Robert Baratheon is now in a position of great power. Now I must suffer his judgment. Let us hope he'll be merciful. Jason Mallister, the king has decreed that you should be incarcerated in the dungeons as punishment for your treason, and you will not be released until he sees fit. This is the judgment of King Robert of House Baratheon, King of the Iron Throne and Lord of the Storm's End, Protector of the Realm. I'm gonna have to submit to the judgment. I don't have the strength to Alright, so now we've got a regent in control. My lands are in with Master Orland of Seaguard. We could demand a trial by combat and get out of here straight away, but we're going to leave it for a moment. We're just going to get our men back. Let's have a quick look at who I'm sharing the dungeons with. The capital has been moved to Storm's End, unsurprisingly. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Oh, I can't actually see. Where are the Targaryens? That's my question. Are they at Dragon's End? Storm's End even? Alright. Over in Dragonstone we can see King Robert has taken that as well, so they are not there either. There's Rhaegar. He's a hedge knight. He's in an unknown location. He will not come to my court either. Aegon and Rhaenyra looks like they are still alive, as is Viserys. Well, at least they managed to escape. What happened to the old king? Aerys the Mad. He was executed by King Robert. Alright. So first things first, we're going to have to get our men back where they deserve, build our strength back up once again. Hopefully any time now we'll be able to get a claim here. We're in a bit of political difficulty because, as you can see, we've taken a blow. Our money has also been reduced to 30, not an awful lot there. We're gonna remove our spy network from Riverrun for now, and instead we're going to put them in the newly appointed capital of Westeros in Storm's End. We're still going to continue to train children in Seaguard because we want Patrick to be as good as he possibly can do. So the question is now, what next? Time passes, yet to me the world seems unreal. It is a life without Nymeria, but it's a murmur's farce. I am lost in this sea of loneliness, and know not where to turn. I am going to move on with my life. I will not be the drunk that our new king is, so we are going to just get on with things. What we need to do first is protect our son, and then that means staying in prison for a year or so, then we will have to do so. As you can see, once we're in prison we can't exactly be arranging a marriage, so perhaps if we look at a betrothal for my son, see if there's anything we can actually do. Princess of Dawn. I doubt she'll do it. No. So this is a time where we need to start making some alliances. We do have an option for the Brackens, which would increase our foothold in the Riverlands. However, if someone else comes up a little bit more stronger, so from a more powerful family, we will certainly have a look at that as well. Worst case scenario though, we marry into the Brackens. And the Brackens land, we'll be able to see, just here. So you can see he's got 5 daughters. Barbara isn't wed yet, so she would be our pick of the crop. My half-brother, obviously killed a long while ago. 3 years ago now, by Aerys Targaryen. Not too much we can do about that. King Robert Baratheon approaches your cell and demands you stand trial immediately. This is interesting. So we can either choose to defend ourselves in the court, or to choose to defend ourselves by sword. Now we are a knight, and we are a trained fighter. So I believe the only way for us to succeed here would be trial by combat. Hopefully, the king himself does not take up the challenge, because he most likely would win. So we'll try it. Trial by combat. So we can either offer to fight it ourselves, or we can ask Desmond Grell. Desmond Grell, slightly better martial ability, but when it comes down to these trials, we're looking at a couple of different factors. We're looking at trained fighter, so the multiplier there. He's also a knight, he's also brave. Now things like this don't really matter too much, all these. But it's the comparison between him and us. So we've both got the same multiplier. We're both brave. So really, it's a question. I think we're going to leave it in the hands of Grell. I think that's going to be the best way to go in this respect. So we'll see who they choose to fight. So Desmond Grell. Hopefully, there'll be someone he can easily best. If not, we're in a bit of trouble. Desmond Grell has refused to stand in for me in trial by combat, as it would prevent too much of a risk to his person. That is a shock. Where is this man's honour? The man I entrust with my son refuses to stand in for me. I have no choice, I must fight the trial personally. And here we go. So King Robert has acceded to my demand for trial by combat, and so has chosen his champion. Now the trial begins. So here's who he's chosen. Sir Richard Harp. Martial skill of 19. He's a skilled commander and a skilled fighter. He's also a knight. He's brave as well, so in all honesty he is a better fighter than myself. We will leave it in the hand of the gods. Only time will tell. What we must do before we go ahead with this is just make sure that Lord Desmond Grell, that he's quickly dealt with. That's what happens when you refuse to stand in for your lord. You're imprisoned. My son now would need someone else to take care of him, someone else to train him in case I am to fail. So who can we go with? We don't have anyone of any particular strengths. We can go with our Mallister for now and see if this learning ability is any good, but in all honesty he hasn't really been taught enough to do much. So he's an inspiring leader, trickster and a skilled commander. We'll go with him for now, in the hope that we'll be able to win this trial by combat. So let's find out exactly who's going to win this trial and will I survive.